Hey everyone, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Monday, May 27th. Hope you had a great weekend. And the stock market closed in the US today, so I figured it'd be a good idea to do an update on Chainlink. We're going to take a look at Link. We'll bring up the chart. I'll give my thoughts and opinions in terms of the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. But spoiler alert, there's multiple bull flags. So bull flags galore that we're looking at in terms of bullish continuation patterns and really starting to heat up on the chart. It's looking fantastic. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Obviously, crypto has been on a bit of a run here lately with the SEC kind of taking a 180, the Dems taking a 180 with regards to crypto. No one thought we were going to see Ethereum ETFs approved, and then it came out. It was basically a probability of about 75%, and then they got approved. So that was something that the market was not expecting, so we had to be ready for that surprise. But we know that a lot of the political realm right now is really starting to embrace crypto. And as I've been saying on this channel for a while now, MJ and crypto are probably going to be at the forefront, and let's see whether or not both parties start to support both. So it could be a fun end of the year here leading into the elections. But obviously I'm from Canada. I don't care about anything political. I hate all politics, but I'm from Canada, so I really don't care. All I want is what's best for MJ and what's best for crypto. And hopefully at the end of the day, both candidates or whoever takes office has a pro MJ and pro crypto stance, because crypto is the future in terms of money and the internet of information. We've already seen that. Now it's the internet of money, right? And then MJ's medicine of the future. So a lot of the same, people trade these similar asset classes as well. So these sectors are very dominated by, a specific demographic, and a lot of people who trade crypto also trade MJ. So I've been saying on the channel for a while now that we're more than likely going to see it run inversely, similar to what happened in 2018, 2017, whenever crypto topped out. MJ went on a multi-year bull run, and then we saw a bear market for crypto. Whereas now I'm expecting a similar thing leading into the US legalization and reform, similar to what happened in Canada when they legalized. So that's basically what I'm expecting. I'm looking to rotate a lot of those crypto profits into more beaten down MJ. And as of right now, we're finally starting to get signs of alt season. There's talks that we could potentially see more ETFs and baskets. Ethereum, obviously the second to Bitcoin. So we'll have a spot ETF for Ethereum, and then we'll have one. There's rumors going around that we could see a Solana ETF this year, maybe early 2025, an XRP ETF. But ultimately, I think there's going to be a Link. There's going to be an XRP, Litecoin, XLM, you name it, right? I shouldn't even start naming them because there's going to be so many, right? It's kind of like the S&P 500. You're going to have the top 500, or maybe it'll be like the crypto 100 or the crypto 25, right? Where you have the top, by market cap, the biggest top 5 or top 10, top 20, top 30, etc., where you have a basket of these assets in an index, right? And you can just buy an ETF that holds a basket of these different virtual currencies. So I think, Link obviously going to be a big project in the grand scheme of things. Love the project. In terms of technicals, we're looking fantastic here. We did have that descending triangle that broke out. It said we were targeting about 445, and we got all the way down to about 528. So that was pretty much target reached. And I've already done a video on this, but it was a monthly bull flag, and we actually came back down. I think this was one of our final shakeouts before the big breakout. But essentially, we came back down. We needed to hold the 0.32 fib there at 1258. We came down and hit 1196. So I would consider that, with the lower wick there, I would consider that a save. And we also back tested monthly EMA 26 as support. So this is looking really good. That's generally what you want to see. And we just had the first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. And generally, after that happens, you see massive upside and continued momentum. Whereas we had the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, the first in history. And then price, when that happened, price still went down another 54% from there. So this is just happening now. We're coming down. We're back testing it as support. So it was previous resistance before, and now we're just confirming it as new support, and we're looking to launch off of that EMA 26 now. And like I said, that's a monthly bull flag that was held, and in my opinion, that final shakeout before the big breakout. And if you take your measured move there from the low to the high, move it out to your 0.32 fib, it's saying we're targeting about 46. We also have a daily bull flag as well. So if you take your fib tool and you go from the low to the high. A little bit of a lower wick there, but ignoring that, another fake out in my opinion. If we go from the low to the high, you can see on the daily time frame, we're targeting about 2140s, 2130s. So that's basically what we're going to be looking at in terms of the daily bull flag. We're actually pretty close. So we're only about a little over 14% away before we hit that daily bull flag. And then we had 30-minute bull flags as well. So if we go to the 30-minute time frame, you can see here we had a bull flag here, and now we're forming another bull flag. If we go from the low to the high, we had a higher low and then broke to a higher high. So that actually confirmed the 30-minute bull flag. And if we take our measured move here from the low to the high, move it out to our 0.382 fib, it's saying we're targeting here $20 and no, just under $20. So $19.75. Sometimes I draw this out beforehand, but it gets pretty confusing when you have all these different lines and fib tools. So I wanted to kind of do it on the fly as I was making the video. And then that way people get to also see me do it. So on the monthly time frame, one thing I want to mention here as well is that we should expect, in my opinion, somewhere around $100 to $200 link price. And whether or not it happens this cycle, that remains to be seen, and it's anybody's guess. But I do think that there's a very high chance that that could happen this cycle. I think $100 should be fairly doable. If we take a look at our fib level here and use our fib extension levels, which is a common tool to use when you don't have any previous all-time highs to go off of, or price right action. If there's no price and it's into new discovery, you can go from your swing high to swing low, and then that gives you your fib extension levels. And generally these are decent targets to target in a new price discovery and bull market. And it's saying that the 1.618 is around $80, the 2.618 around 126, and the 3.618 around 173. So I do think that a sweet spot's going to be in here in this 1.618 extension to the 3.618. So anywhere from, $80 to $175, I think is a decent area to target this cycle. There's some that are saying, Link's going to go to $500, $1,000, $10,000. I'm not here to predict that, but maybe, down the road, but I'm not forecasting that high of a Link price this cycle. I think we should be, kind of conservative, thinking around somewhere around that 80 to 100. And then on the high end, maybe somewhere around that 200 plus mark. But I can't see it going to $500 or $1,000 this cycle. I'll gladly welcome it. I have a long-term no touch bag, and I have a shorter term account as well. So, I'll probably start taking profit on Link somewhere around the $50 area. I've got an average of about, I can't remember exactly what it is. I'm kind of in and out between Canadian dollars and US dollars on some of my platforms, so I'm not exactly sure what the average is, but I think it's somewhere around $17, maybe 15, maybe closer to $15. But essentially, I'm not here for taco gains, and it's not my biggest position by any means. Link is a very big position of mine, but I think it's in my top 5 biggest holdings. My biggest holding is XRP, XLM, I think Algo is my next biggest one. And then I think Chainlink might be around the 4th or 5th position. So it's definitely not, the majority of my crypto portfolio, but I do have a pretty decent size bag that I'm holding. And like I said, I'll be holding a portion, maybe, 10, 20% for the long term. But this cycle, in pretty much all of my crypto, I'm expecting to be cashed out of around 80 to 90% of all my crypto. And then I'm going to lock that in, let the rest ride, and that'll be long-term no touch. Maybe, 5-10 years from now, when we get to the new all-time highs in the next cycle, I'll reevaluate, but I'm going to be swinging, 10 to 20% long-term. And like I said, by the end of this cycle, which I think is very possible over the next 6 to 8 months, is where we should expect the bear market to begin and the bull market to end, somewhere around that time frame. Like I said, I'm planning to liquidate 80 to 90% of all my crypto assets. And then the ultimate goal is to rotate them into more beaten down MJ. But we're looking fantastic here in terms of the weekly time frame. We just had a weekly candle close over the 10-week moving average, and we just had a bull cross of the stochastic and the MACDs lining up for a bull cross as well. So it's pretty much all systems go here on the weekly time frame. And then on the moving averages on the weekly, we're gearing up for the first ever 50 and 200 weekly bull cross. And when that happens on the daily time frame, that's called a golden cross. So it's that much more bullish on the weekly time frame because it's a longer, it takes longer to play out, right? And it only occurs every few years, whereas this one is the first in history. So I think we could easily get back up to that $80 to $100 area this cycle. And then in terms of the daily moving averages, we already had the death cross, which that occurred around the same time that we got that monthly support test and held that monthly bull flag support and kept that alive. So the fact that we're starting to see price get back above our daily moving averages, we're actually starting to see the 50-day moving average curl, and it has the potential to see another golden cross over the next several weeks. And like I said, with all of this, Ethereum news with regards to the ETF, we saw what Bitcoin really did to Bitcoin ETFs did to the price, and it's just the beginning, right? I do think that Bitcoin dominance will start to fall, and this is probably going to be what we needed to start altcoin season and see full-fledged alt season, which I think we're already in it now. We're already seeing, some small signs. Like look at Solana going from $8 to what I think $210. So that it to me is full confirmation that alt season has begun, but some just run leaders and laggards, right? Some run quicker than others, some run harder, faster, some, do it in 30 days where they go up, 10, 20x in a very short period of time. Some do it over a span of months, right? Or a year. So we just have to be aware of that. And some coins will run at different times, right? And I think Link is probably going to be one of the next to run. And eventually we can expect an ETF for Chainlink as well, right? And it's just going to be, in my opinion, one after the other, and it's just going to continue this momentum. We're going to probably see some sort of resolution with the Ripple case. That's probably going to be good for alts as well. We'll probably see a ton of companies IPO and then tap the public markets, the equity markets, and go public. And then what else? There's tons. There's the elections, right? We're going to see the rhetoric and just the narrative of crypto in all of these political campaigns, in my opinion, because anybody who doesn't embrace it is basically writing their political death sentence, because there's more people in America that own crypto than dogs. So it's a very important issue, and this is just not something that they can sweep under the rug at this point. So I'm pretty excited for the next few months. Like I said, I think the next few months are going to be explosive, and especially leading into the end of the year, and I can't wait to see this debate that's coming up as well. Gonna have the popcorn ready for that one. All right, it's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.